Hey guys, your friend Spencer here. I want to talk to you about the idea of secondary issues or tertiary issues. Now, I hear this kind of talk a lot. There's a lot of people who they literally put so many things into the bucket of, well, that's a secondary issue in an attempt to get along with everybody. You know, he believes this, he's crazy about this, but, that's a secondary issue. And I want to tell you that the Apostle Paul in his ministry, he believed in the whole counsel of God and preached the whole counsel of God. This is Acts chapter 20 with the Ephesian elders. And he says, "For I have not shunned to declare unto you all the counsel of God." So he didn't just give just the gospel. He gave all the counsel of God. Now, the thing today is a lot of people, they say, why don't you just preach the gospel and just let that be that and just leave everything else alone, let God sort all that out. And that sounds good, and I guess there is a virtuous motive behind saying something like that. But the truth be told is that the Apostle Paul did not have that philosophy of ministry. The Apostle Paul, he gave all of the counsel of God, what the Bible says. Now, here's my concern, and I want to share this with you and just be open with you about this. Evangelicalism has used the secondary issue card. They have played that card, I think, way too much, to where you have people that are literally saying borderline insane things about God and the Bible. And it's being excused and looked over because that's a secondary issue. He means well, but that's a tertiary issue. Issues like infant baptism, well, that's a secondary issue. We're not going to really, he's a good brother, but that's a tertiary thing. I think that card's being played a little bit too much. Now, maybe there are some secondary issues, but I want to admonish you. I don't think there's as many as everybody says there is. And I think there's a danger in that, and let me explain to you why I believe that. So what I've done is I've got my tablet here, and I've got a little illustration showed up. And, of course, what we have here at the top is the gospel. No doubt, everybody believes that. Anybody who's saved believes the gospel. And we want to protect the gospel at all cost. There's no doubt. If we lose the gospel, we've lost everything. And then down here you got heresy. Now, heresy, of course, there's literally doctrines of devils all over the place. And they're relentless. They come at all angles, and they are on the never-ending pursuit of trying to attack the gospel. I think that's Satan's goal and what he's trying to do here. And so imagine this is the battlefield, and all Christians, we got to have a line here. We got to say, nope, we're not letting heresy come into the camp, because if heresy comes into the camp, the gospel is at stake, and the gospel is at risk here. And so we just can't do that. We've got to keep heresy out. Well, here's what happens is all these other things that I have here, like Bible text, I have music here, I have personal holiness, I have things like end times views. These are oftentimes considered secondary issues by mainstream evangelicalism, and I understand why they believe that. Maybe there is some wiggle room in the idea of style of music. And I understand the issues with Bible text. I think I understand it quite well, and I understand what people are saying. I think a lot of people who talk about it really don't know that much about it. I think I've got a good handle on it, though. Issues like personal holiness, end times views, amillennial, premillennial, all the eschatological issues of the day, I think those are views that matter. So, but here's the deal. When we play the secondary issue card, what we're doing is we're allowing heresy to come in and to capture these areas away from us. Okay, so all heresy has infiltrated these secondary issues. And maybe we can survive, maybe the gospel can survive if one of these areas is captured. Maybe, I don't know. But if we let all of these go to the point where the gospel is being captured, to where the point where we've lost in the Bible text issue. We no longer even understand if we even have a Bible anymore. All Bibles are now just pick the one that works for you. Who knows which one's right? We're just going to go with whatever. We lose that battle and calling that a secondary issue. We lose the music battle. We let the Hillsongs, Bethels, Elevations, and the John Coopers of the world steal our music, our old sacred hymns away from us, our meaningful hymns. And now we just have, We just have some generic God about God is good, God makes me brave, God makes me awesome, ooh, 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 and that's all we have now. We gave that away, calling that a secondary issue. Let's just say we also lose in the areas of personal holiness. Now everybody in the church is drinking beer, and everybody's, getting tattoos, and every woman in the church has got nose rings. And I mean, we are giving all that away, calling that secondary issues. And guys, you have to put a cap on that at some point. You can't just let people live however they want to all the time. There comes a point where that you are turning the grace of God into lasciviousness. Now, I know we can disagree on some of that stuff, and the fine particulars of that, I think we can disagree, and that's okay. But I mean, come on, there comes a point where we literally are turning the grace of God into lasciviousness. There is a point where that becomes the case. Okay, and then also end times views. It doesn't matter if the Lord's coming before the rapture or or amillennial, premillennial, postmillennial. None of that stuff really matters. Okay, and we take this neutral stand on issues like this because we say that this is a secondary issue. Eventually, once all of these things are captured right here, once that's captured, our Bible text, our music, our personal holiness is captured, end time views is captured, then eventually the next step is the gospel will be destroyed as well. Now look, I know that that maybe end times views is not the end of the world. A guy can be amillennial, be saved. I understand that. I understand that there may be some people out there that are misled about certain holiness standards and issues like that, and maybe they live a lot looser than they should, but they're saved and they're born again. I know there's some people out there that they like the wrong kind of Christian music, and they're saved people and they love the Lord. And I know there's some people out there they've never even heard about the issue with Bible text. They don't even understand that there is an issue, and they're saved and they love God. I understand that. But if we give all this stuff away, if we lose all of these battles, eventually, we will lose the gospel too. Now, the one that I harp on a lot here on this channel, of course, is this one right here, because I think that this is one of the main ways in which the gospel is being attacked in this day and age. Now, for example, we had Third Adam 2, the Great Seduction, and that was our documentary we did, and I just had somebody ask me about that the other day. I think here's the heresy that I think is coming in. Okay, it's the Catholic heresy. Now, the Catholic Church is not the church. There's no way. That is not the original church. I personally think that the early church was a Baptist church, and I see that according to the Bible. You say, what historical evidence do you have of that? Well, I have something called the New Testament. And but this Catholic heresy, I believe with all of my heart that this heresy right here is infiltrating the local church, coming through into the local church, through the avenue of music. And I believe that this heresy that starts right here is coming in because evangelicalism is saying that, well, music is just a secondary issue, it's not that big a deal how you worship. And in this neutrality, in this area right here, the neutrality, the spirit of neutrality, really, which is it doesn't really matter. We have literally opened the gates, and Catholicism is running amok and attacking the very gospel that we say we believe as Christians. I think the great example of that is Casting Crowns Compromise, working with a guy named Matt Maher. Matt Maher is if that guy's saved, everybody's saved. This guy has led worship for the Pope. He is a dyed-in-the-wool Catholic. This guy is he's not like a dabbling Catholic. This guy is a legit, full-blown seven-sacrament Catholic. This guy's all the way in. He's up to his eyeballs into this stuff. And there's no way that man's even regenerate. Well, we are allowing Catholicism to come and attack the gospel through the avenue of music. And there's so many different angles we could say with this. But here's my admonition for today. And I want everybody to really get what I'm saying here, okay? I believe with all of my heart that the church needs to stand as strong as we can against heresy and put as many barriers up as we can. Now, here's the deal. Maybe there is a little bit of wiggle room for some of this stuff, but I think that the secondary issue card is being played way too heavily today. And if we play that card too much, then eventually we will lose the gospel. And people say, well, there's open-handed doctrines and there's closed-handed doctrines, things that we won't budge on. I think that list of things that we will not budge on needs to get a lot bigger. Because if not, then if this open-handed list of things that we say are, a secondary issue, not that big a deal, tertiary issue, if that gets too big, then we'll lose the closed-handed stuff. We will. And that is for sure. So, hey guys, we love you. Thank you for watching our video. Thank you for giving us a few minutes of your time. We want to inform you about theological matters and talk to you about contemporary theological issues. If you haven't bought our new book yet, go check that out on Amazon. It's called the Doctrine Matters Bible Topic Guidebook. It's a list of verses in the Bible, and they are sorted by topic, and it'll be a great blessing to you. Buy one for yourself and buy one for somebody who's struggling. Buy one for a lost relative. I think it'll be a blessing. It's a great tool, great reference tool for everybody. So we love you guys. You guys have a good day, and we will talk to you guys very soon. Have a good day.